They stand as monuments of power and history. But some castles were not built for defense. They were built to contain a darkness we can barely comprehend. What secrets are locked behind these ancient stones? Beyond the tales of kings and queens lie stories of curses, phantoms, and gateways to other worlds. Stories that are more than just legends. For some, the evidence is chillingly real. Today, we descend into the shadows of the 10 most mysterious castles in the world. Prepare yourself, because these walls don't just talk. They scream. Number 10. Predjama Castle in Slovenia. At first glance, it's a breathtaking fortress, impossibly merged with the mouth of a cave. But its true mystery lies within the rock. It belonged to a rebellious knight, Erazem of Predjama, who withstood a year-long siege thanks to a secret network of caves behind the castle, caves that go on for miles. Locals believe these unexplored tunnels don't just lead to safety. They say strange creatures and the spirits of the forgotten still wander in the eternal darkness just beyond the walls. Number 9. Bran Castle, Romania. Known to the world as Dracula's castle, its connection to the vampire myth is more fiction than fact. But the castle's true mystery is far more real. The castle contains a secret passage discovered only in 1927, connecting the first and third floors. For centuries, people lived and died here, unaware of the hidden ways within their own home. What other secrets does it hold? Locals whisper that the heart of Queen Marie of Romania, once interred on the grounds, still beats with an unnatural energy, protecting the castle's deepest secrets. Number 8. Château de Brissac in France. The tallest castle in the country, it's known as the Giant of the Loire Valley, but it's haunted by a giant of a different kind, a towering sorrow. The castle is home to La Dame Verte, the Green Lady, the ghost of Charlotte de Brissac, murdered by her husband in the 15th century after he discovered her affair. Her moans echo through the halls, but what shocks visitors most is her face. When she appears, she is missing her eyes and nose, a hollow, terrifying visage from a centuries-old betrayal. Number 7. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland, a fortress that has witnessed centuries of war, torture, and death. Its stones are soaked in a history so violent it refuses to stay buried. The most famous spirit is a phantom piper, a boy sent to explore the tunnels beneath the castle who vanished. On quiet nights, the faint, sorrowful sound of his pipes can still be heard from deep underground. In 2001, a scientific investigation using thermal imagers and paranormal experts explored the castle's most haunted areas. A significant percentage of volunteers reported phenomena for which there is no scientific explanation. Number 6. Moosham Castle, Austria. Nicknamed Witch's Castle, this place was the epicenter of one of Europe's most brutal and bloody witch trials. Hundreds were condemned and executed within its walls. The accused were tortured in chambers that still exist today, and their tormented screams are said to be permanently imprinted on the atmosphere. But the witches weren't the only monsters here. The witch trials coincided with a period where local cattle and deer were found horribly mutilated. This has led to the legend that Moosham's residents weren't witches, but werewolves. Number 5. Chillingham Castle, England. Widely considered Britain's most haunted castle, it boasts a gruesome collection of ghosts, none more famous than the Blue Boy. For years, guests heard the wails of a child in pain, accompanied by this strange blue light. During renovations, the bones of a young boy, surrounded by fragments of blue cloth, were found sealed inside a wall. They gave the boy a proper burial, and the haunting stopped. The mystery remains. Who entombed a child in the walls of this castle and why? Number 4. Bhangarh Fort, India. This is not just a haunted castle, it's a place so dangerous the government has legally forbidden entry between sunset and sunrise. Legend says a wizard, furious at being rejected by a local princess, placed a curse on the fort that all who lived there would die unnatural deaths, and their spirits would be trapped for eternity. Locals who live nearby report hearing screams, music, and smelling strange perfumes coming from the empty ruins at night. Anyone who has dared to stay after dark has never been seen again. Number 3. Leap Castle, Ireland. Said to be the most haunted castle in the world, its history is a litany of bloodshed. One room, the Bloody Chapel, saw a priest murdered by his own brother during Mass. But its darkest secret was an oubliette, a hidden dungeon. Workers discovered it, finding a pit filled with human skeletons, piled on top of spikes. It took 3 cartloads to empty the bones. This violence is said to have summoned something inhuman, a creature known only as the Elemental, a hunched, foul-smelling entity that is the embodiment of the castle's evil. Number 2. Coral Castle, USA. Not an ancient castle, but a modern megalithic mystery. This entire structure was built by one man, Edward Leedskalnin, who stood just 5 feet tall and weighed 100 pounds. He quarried and sculpted over 1,100 tons of coral rock using only hand tools, and he did it in secret, mostly at night. How did he move blocks heavier than those in the Great Pyramid? He claimed he had discovered the secrets of the ancient Egyptians, using magnetic energy to levitate the stones. To this day, no engineer can explain how he did it. The secret died with him. And at number 1, Houska Castle, in the Czech Republic. This is the most terrifying castle on earth for one simple reason.